So today I'd like to talk about Killing Commendatore by Haruki Murakami. I read this fiction a while ago. When I heard in Japan that that is a most recent his book and published and it became like a sensation. So I wanted to read it, and wow, when until the English translation comes, I have to wait. Usually take like a year or something until Japanese publication and American publication. So I kind of waited, but wow, if I could read the Japanese copy somewhere, and I looked for the local libraries and so forth, and behold, surprising, but University of Denver have a copy of Japanese book of Killing Commendatore. So of course I rented, and I think it looked like I was the first one to read that particular copy, because I think they bought it and put it in the shelf, and nobody pay attention because not so many people read Japanese. And so I was pleasantly surprised, and I read it and I really enjoyed it. Well, first, I think I would say the overall structures and so forth is kind of similar to the other books by Haruki Murakami, and it's always like a similar, the storyline probably, and the wife went away somewhere, and all of a sudden he was alone, left alone, and so well, that's a sad incident that for one person, but when I read the book, I didn't feel that sad. It's just a matter of fact thing, and he went to all over Japan, I think, for like a couple of months traveling, and he came back. He's an artist and painter, and so that's the second point, is that the Murakami's depictions of how to paint some art, it's so kind of I am a pseudo artist. I do the oil painting and watercolor painting for a while, and I'm not doing that right now, but for a while I felt like that's the most enjoyable hobbies. But anyway, so when I read it, wow, how Murakami knows about art, and also he knows that how to paint thing, what is the most important thing in the painting, and so that struck me. The other thing is that always his fiction is this like a very strange subject or behavior, and that the protagonist observe, and that's always there, and that's one of the exciting things about his fiction. It's always something happening, and he wondered what it is, and that's become a page turner. And the color, I think his previous book is Tazaki Tsukuru's, and colorless Tazaki Tsukuru's and his pilgrimage or something, and he talks about the color. Also, this one, the following that book, he wrote this Killing Commendatore. Also, it's about the color too, a little bit, and So it is kind of a similar, but very different book. So yeah, but similar. But anyway, the one of the book the in the past in Murakami's book I liked is the Wind Up Bird Chronicle. In this book, it become a very protagonist going to the abandoned well, deep in the well at the bottom, and so in the dark he sits there and meditate life or something. So that's more or less like you have a meditation quality and something to do with more or less like thinking about life, philosophical nature, maybe religious nature or something like that. And in this Killing Commendatore, you have the same type of thing. He goes in to some kind of a hole in the mountain and then sit there. So it's very similar. And his books all along, it doesn't change that much. It's very similar. But if you never read the book, never read his book, first book is Killing Commendatore. You don't know anything about the other books, so you enjoy it. So very fun to read, very enjoyable. It may not be his best book, but I would recommend if you are like a starter to read Haruki Murakami. Killing Commendatore is a good example. I think you can read that. I think it's relatively, in Japan there are two books, 2-volume books, but in the US it's just one book, right? Okay, so it's not that big book, and you can read it very quickly. And I think if you like it, then you are made for Murakami fan, that you read other books also. And his books, earlier one and the later one, and I like the later one, more recent one. But from Norwegian word on, I think Wind Up Bird Chronicle, Sputnik, Love, or whatever, and all these things, the south of the border, east of the sun, and so forth. It's a very very enjoyable and very easy to read in English. And by the way, so I read in Japanese, right? This Killing Commendatore. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then I got a copy of the English version, and I read that too. And it's pretty much the same. I get the same feeling and the same rhythm of the writing. I couldn't tell what the difference between his original Japanese version and his translated version. I think that's by Philip Gabriel, probably, or J. Rubin. I don't know which one that is. And Ted Goosen is a more current the translator. And when I read it, I think pretty much those rhythm of the original writing, I don't discriminate between original version versus translated version. Very good. And his book is worldwide, kind of popular. But I would say his book mostly, I would say it's not like a literary depth. It's more like more casual. But if you like his books, he also think his books is literary quality, and he should get the Nobel Prize. But many people think so, and he was in the short list, but he never got that. And Kazuo Ishiguro got the Nobel Prize a couple of years ago. But anyway, so I would recommend Haruki Murakami's Killing Commendatore. Okay, bye.